Something that's not real. It's a great story that they told when you were kids. And how does it normally start? Once upon a time. And in Cinderella, she had a what? A fairy godmother's room?
No.
Scared me for a second. So fairy godmothers aren't real. So the dress and the pumpkin turning into a carriage and all that was not real. But what we are going to talk about are the miracles of Jesus. Are those real?
Yes.
And how do we know they're real?
Because of the Bible?
Because the Bible says so. Because the Bible tells us over and over. That's what what we want you all to understand is that some of the miracles seem amazing. They seem awesome. But the reality is they are real. They're not like the once upon a time fairy tales. How many of your parents read to you or still tell you fairy tales? Maybe. When you were little, you heard the once upon a time, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, what are the others? That's what playing. Ariel, Aladdin, none of those are real, right? What we're talking about is real?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Here's what I need. You have 5 loaves and 2 fish. And I need you to break these to feed everybody out in the church.
There's no way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can. I have that. Colton.
5 loaves and 2 fish.
5 loaves and 2 fishes.
Feed 200 people?
There's probably not 150 people in this church. That'll be enough.
There's no way that's possible.
There's no way. Are you sure?
Yes. No way.
There's no way?
They won't get enough to eat.
Sure. You can't do this. You can't feed
Multiply.
5 loaves and 2 fish and feed a couple hundred people, 150 people in this church today.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. Well, okay, why don't you have a seat and we'll figure out if there's a way. Jesus was preaching until late in the day. And Jesus noticed they were getting weary, they were getting tired, they were getting running, worn out. They'd been sitting, but still, they were hungry. A lot of them didn't have fixed food because they didn't know they were going to be there so long. And Jesus said to his disciples, where can we go to get bread for them? And then one of the disciples is like, that would take 8 months of a man's wage to feed this crowd. And that might not even be enough. Because kids, I want you to think about it like this. Think about it in the terms that you will understand. That's like Jesus with the 5,000. That's like inviting the entire town of Eldon, men, women, boys, and girls, to supper. How many of you think that would be a little bit scary and a little bit intimidating? I don't want to cook for 5,000 people, Miss Bonita. I don't want to do it. I don't know. Everyone's like, dude, not me. You don't even want to help, do you? And can you imagine doing the dishes after 5,000 people? They didn't have dishwashers in their day.
No paper
Women did all of
plates.
that.
Didn't have paper plates either.
No paper plates either. But the disciple, who was Andrew, Jesus said, what do we have? And there's a little boy there, and Andrew found him. And he had 2 pieces of fish. Now these are not barley loaves, this is white bread because you can't hardly buy barley loaves anymore, and I'm too lazy to make them. But they were small. They were like a loaf of bread. Everybody knows what a loaf of bread is that your mom buys in the store. It's about this big, and the bread's sliced. And even that wouldn't feed 5,000 people, would it? But I'm thinking, you kind of make me think with me, this isn't in the Bible, but you kind of think about how this happened. Who probably packed that boy's lunch? His mom. His mom probably said, well, if you're going to go out and hear Jesus, that's okay. Stay with the crowd, and here's your lunch. So she intended for this to be food for one boy. That's probably how it happened. We don't know because the Bible doesn't tell us, but that's what we assume. But Andrew brought it to Jesus. Andrew brought this lunch, just like this. Probably the fish might not have been this big. We don't know. The Bible says 2 small fish. These are catfish fillets. But the Bible says 2 small fish and 5 small loaves. And And what did Jesus do? What was the first thing Jesus did? Malachi?
He blessed it.
He prayed over it. He thanked God for it, right? And then he started breaking it. He started tearing it apart. And this is really gross because it's been in the fridge since yesterday. I don't keep it. But so he would like, here, Cole, here's your piece. Cole's like, no way. Okay. And then he was like, here, Elaine, here's your piece. And he began to hand it out to all the people. And Jesus had them sit down in groups of hundreds and fifties, so it'd be easier to serve. And he just kept breaking, and he kept breaking, and he kept breaking. And the Bible says 5,000 men, plus the women and children. So it was actually more than 5,000, wasn't it, that Jesus fed. But he just kept breaking and breaking, and the people began to eat the food that Jesus provided. And they ate. And how many of you are really, when you're really hungry, you can eat this whole plate of food? How many of you, come on, yeah, if you're hungry and it was really, and the fish hadn't been in the fridge for a day, you can eat this food. That's how hungry the people were. And everybody ate till and the Bible says till they were full. So it wasn't just here's a snack to get you by. Jesus provided a meal to everybody. Jesus provided a meal to everyone. And then when it was over, Jesus said, take the baskets around and pick up the leftovers. So the people had all they wanted, and how much was left over? Malachi?
7 baskets.
Try again.
There was, I think 12 or 4.
12 baskets. 12 basketfuls of food. Do you know how it's easy to remember 12 baskets? There were 12 disciples. Means each one of them will pick up a basketful probably. But so they picked up the 12 basketfuls of food. And kids, you know, there's some really good points in this lesson. The first point is that Jesus cared about their needs. He saw there was a need. He knew the people probably, you know, where are you going to buy late today? Go to the store and buy enough food for all those people. There was no way. And so he saw their basic need, which was food. Then think about this. The boy who brought the food had to be willing to share. He had to be willing to trust Jesus that if he gave his food to Jesus, Jesus was going to give him back some, right? You know, he could have been selfish and said, hey, wait a minute, that's my lunch, Jesus. You make your own food. And you know, the reality is Jesus could have if he wanted to, right? He could have. But he wanted to show, but this boy gave everything he had. He didn't say, well, give me a fish and a loaf. He gave everything. What would happen? Yes, Malachi. Did you have a question?
What?
Did you have something you want to say to add to the lesson?
Yeah. He was generous enough to share all his food, and he was knowing that he would get some back.
Right.
And it's like some people think that all the 12 baskets that they might have gone back to him. So.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard pastors say they wonder if Jesus gave him one of the baskets full of food to take home. Because that would have fed he and his mom for a long time, wouldn't it? Yeah. But Malachi makes a very good point, ladies and gentlemen. He gave all he had to Jesus. What would it be like if we gave all that we have? Not, you know, and since well, I don't have fish and bread, but you have talents. You know, Colton is here and he's wanting to start learning how to work in church and how to minister. So he's going to start in here working with us to learn how to help out. Colton was a young man who came here. But what if we gave all that we have? You know, how much would our church grow? And I'm not talking about giving every single penny you have, because that's actually not what the Bible says, unless God specifically tells you to give everything you have. But the Bible tells us to give our very best to God.